As you know, scientists have a duty to not let politics affect their research, but one Northwestern University professor saying in a Wall Street Journal op-ed that it's happening. He writes this: scientists corrode public trust when they pretend to have authority on social and political matters. We thought our next guest, the author of the new book, The Dying Citizen, would be perfect for this topic. Victor Davis Hanson joins us now, senior fellow at Hoover Institution. Nice to see you, Victor. Morning to you. Science is to be respected and explored. We all know that. It's also to be questioned to make sure that the science is correct. How do you see the position of this professor here?
Well, I think he's absolutely right. What we've done, Bill, is we've entrusted these unelected people, bureaucrats, with judicial, legislative, and executive power. So Dr. Fauci practices what Plato called the noble lie. So wear no mask, wear one mask, wear two masks. And when he's caught, he said, I did it for your own good so you wouldn't buy all the masks up and doctors wouldn't have them. Herd immunity, 60, 70, 80%. I kept changing the figure because the science was necessary to adapt to show you that you still had to get vaccinated. And the worst, of course, as people pointed out, is natural immunity was as comparable or superior to acquired, but he didn't want to tell you that because he's afraid that the citizen might say, I'll take my chances and get COVID. If I'm under 60, it's 99 plus. And I don't think they should do that, but he was afraid of that, and then they would get COVID and not have to take the vaccination and get superior immunity. But how absurd is Dr. Fauci? Because if you get vaccinated, he's saying, if you have COVID, you still have to get vaccinated. So the people in COVID are saying, well, if COVID acquired immunity is superior, do I have to, do the people who are vaccinated have to go out and get COVID so they have double protection like you want me to have double protection? So and then, you know, this is common, Bill. We had those 1,200 healthcare professionals in May of last year swear that the mental health concerns of the BLM protesters were more important than violating quarantine, violating social distancing, violating mask wearing. And, you know, I'm really disgusted with this. I think everybody is. They don't like these noble lies, if that's what the term is. James Clapper, when he lied, if you remember, under oath, and said the National Security Agency doesn't surveil people. And then when caught, he said, well, I only gave the least untruthful answer. Or those 50 retired CIA experts, scientists, whatever we use, said Hunter Biden's laptop is probably Russian disinformation. And they did that because they thought it was noble not to see Joe Biden lose the election.
I would just argue,
these
Victor,
people are very dangerous.
If the science takes you in a different direction, you have to change your position, your feeling on that. In this piece that I mentioned by Gary Saul Morrison, he writes that last year in Montana's Glacier National Park, they had to remove signs that said the glaciers will be gone by the year 2020. That's an irony there into itself. Now, the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, had a breakthrough case with COVID. And just this week, he signed an executive order that would ban the vaccine mandate. Now, assume that his position is based on science. How do you feel about a governor of a very large state like that taking that position?
Well, I think what he's saying is that I have informed citizens and I serve at their bequest, and they're rational people, and they're going to make a decision that if they're under 60, and it's very unlikely they're going to die from COVID, and they may prefer to take their chances rather than to get a vaccination. I didn't do that. I don't recommend it. But I'm not going to tell somebody that acquired immunity is not as good as a vaccination when the science says otherwise, because I'm nobly going to lie to them and hope they'll get otherwise vaccinated. And that's what he's trying to tell people, that I'm going to give you the facts and let you make the decision because I trust your judgment more than I do Anthony Fauci's. Remember, Anthony Fauci is a person who routed $600,000 through EcoHealth and some insane idea to promote what was really gain-of-function research at the virology lab in Wuhan, which was ground zero of the pandemic, and he still denies that it's gain-of-function research. A citizen wouldn't do that. Nobody would elect a representative to do that. Only somebody who's unaccountable to the people has that latitude and power, and yet we're not supposed to get upset about it. And he to this day, he won't tell us why he routed that $600,000 or whether it is or not gain of function. And the science suggests that he's incorrect.
Fair point. Mike Gallagher, Congressman's coming up in about 45 minutes on that very topic about Wuhan and what the axis is or is not. Fauci once said, if you're seeing attacks on me, quite frankly, those attacks are on science. His quote. Victor Davis Hanson, thank you for...
We have a lot of cult figures and religious figures throughout history that said, if you dare doubt my word, then you're an apostate or you're irreligious. So he's treating science as a personality cult and a religion that's wrapped up in his own persona, and that's about as anti-scientific as you can be. He should be saying, look at the data, use the scientific method, and then see if I'm on the right or wrong side of science and make your own decisions based on logic, not trust me, I'm a cult figure.
Fair points. VDH, thank you. Victor Davis Hanson. Nice to see you, sir.
Thanks
for coming in.